a little insight into three deadly questions. Okay, these are the questions if anybody asks you in the first year of your practice of Orisha lifestyle, or even if they ask you these three questions within the first year of knowing you, period, this is a clear indicator that you're dealing with a salesman and not a priest. Just, you know what I mean? Proceed with caution, act accordingly. Don't get it twisted, as they say. Question number one is, who is your Orisha? Question number two, are you initiated? And question number three, who is your godfather? These questions are super duper common among certain circles, but I'm going to tell you these are sales questions. These are not questions that have anything to do with the authentic tradition, and they have absolutely nothing to do with your spiritual development. Question number one, who is your Orisha? If you don't know who your Orisha is, then that gives the salesman the opportunity to then do some kind of a divination for you and help you discern who is your Orisha. If you know who your Orisha is, then they can now try to upsell you some range of products or something like that, right? They'll ask you some questions, you know what I mean, to cast some level of doubt about, well, if you have this Orisha, but you don't have that, and you don't have this, then how can it work? Because blah, 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 blah. And then they're going to just start trying to sell you stuff based on the fact that they know who your Orisha is. Question number two, are you initiated? Okay, now, this is sort of the $1 million question. Because if you are not initiated, then the salesman is going to get the opportunity to initiate you, right? And that's big bucks. I want to initiate you, okay? If you are initiated, the same kind of range of questions goes back to the first scenario where you're initiated. Then, you know, maybe you're going to need something. I can sell you something along those lines. Question number three, who's your godfather or who's your godmother? Now, if you have a godfather or a godmother and you're on good terms with him or her, well, then that kind of puts the salesman at a disadvantage. He or she may try to do something to, you know, discredit your godmother or your godfather or something, you know, they could say to, you know, try to weasel their way in, maybe. But what they're really hoping is that you're going to say you don't have a godmother or you don't have a godfather because you're on these terrible terms because your godmother was blah, 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 and your godfather was blah, blah, blah. You know, a real traditionalist would be working to help you to mend that, even if that were the case. Or they would, you know, leave that alone. But the salesman is going to try to exploit that as an opportunity to now create a whole bunch of other levels of doubt about everything that your godmother or your godfather must have done wrong, or the fact that they're even trying to fight you or curse you or something. You know, they're trying to steal your destiny or block your road. You know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of ways that they can sell you stuff based on your response to whether or not you have a godmother or godfather. So this is why I'm telling you, if within the first year of knowing anybody, if they're asking you, who's your Orisha, are you initiated, and who's your godmother, or who's your godfather, this is a salesperson. They're not interested in your spiritual development. They're not interested in your development at all, okay? And this is totally consistent with Yoruba culture and tradition, all right? What I'm telling you is based on the tradition. Once you spend time with Yoruba people, you're going to see that when Yoruba people come in contact with one another, they want to know where you're from. They want to know what lineage you come from. They want to know what compound you come from. Okay? Why? Based on your kingdom, it's going to give them a general understanding of what the political relationships are between their kingdom and my kingdom, right? Generally speaking, your people or my people, we get along. You know, there's this relationship that historically, you know, and then when I know what lineage you're from, then that's going to give me a better understanding of, you know, what kind of vocation your family is involved in. And then when I look and I see what compound you're from, well, now it's very specific. I know what recent accomplishments and people who are in your closest immediate family and in your network are. And so all of those things are helping me to assess the political and economic opportunities that are, between the two of us. All right. Now, let's say in a Western context, this is the equivalent of understanding what you need to be productive within your industry. If you're in the motion picture industry, for example, you need a writer, you need an executive producer, and you need a director. Okay. Now, these are not just individuals; these are teams. Okay, these are teams: writer team, executive producer team, and the directors team. Right? These are groups of people that are coming together that are handling processes associated with that, and you need all three of those teams to be able to produce a motion picture.